happy Monday night, and welcome once again to Comedy Doctors, the show where you give us your gripes, your problems, just your pet peeves, and we give you awful, really bad, terribly funny advice. I'm your host, Frank Licari. Thanks so much for joining us again, guys. I got a great show tonight. 3 really funny guys with me. But before we introduce them, I got 2 things to go over. The first thing is really great news. I was told by the producers right before the show, we no longer have a sponsor because we don't need one, apparently. We don't need a sponsor. We're doing that well. The show is that good that we don't have a sponsor. So that's the first piece of good news. The second is I got to always explain the show, okay? Because this show doesn't happen without you guys, right? You got problems. Everybody has problems right now. Huge problems all over. We got a bunch of things that are really kind of gnawing at us, right? This is the place to do it. Put it here in the comment section. Don't talk about it with your family, your friends. You're losing relationships. Don't talk politics. This is all fun, fun, fun. We're going to hopefully make fun of all your problems. So hopefully that makes sense. Very exciting show. I'm going to start. Since we don't have a sponsor, we're going to go right to the comics. So let me introduce our first guest tonight. You've seen him in Coyote Ugly, Chappelle's Show, The Get Down, Spin City. Please welcome Wail Collins. What's up, Wally?
City. Wow, you guys put the dust off that credit, boy.
Right? Yeah, those are. Listen. The producing on this show goes as far as a Google search and a Wikipedia page. So if it's somewhere in the ether, we're pulling it out. You probably did some of that stuff in high school, but it's on your.
I did Sound of Music when I was in 6th grade.
I was gonna say because Spin City hasn't been on the air in 15, I don't know, 20 years. So yeah. I know you've done more work than that. What's happening, man? Where are you coming in from?
I'm coming from Harlem, baby, uptown.
What's Harlem like right now?
Still Harlem. There are a lot of white folks here now. So
I was gonna say it really. Let's be honest. It shouldn't really. They should have another name for it. It's not.
It's called Upper Manhattan.
That's what it is. Yeah, because Harlem's like that goes back to the 70s. That's not Harlem anymore. It's completely.
It's still Harlem, but there's white folks here, so that's
right.
And a lot more Subarus.
Right. It takes the flavor out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, God bless.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, buddy. Let's welcome our next guest. You've seen him on Last Comic Standing, in Yes Dear, See Dad Run, Real Husbands of Hollywood. Please say hi to Adam Hunter. Are those old credits, Adam?
Some of them are, but it's all good. Yeah.
But they got great pictures, and that's why they make a good graphic. How are you, man?
Good. How are you doing?
As good as anybody who's slowly dying in this apocalypse that we're dealing with right now. I don't know. Is anybody doing well except for maybe Bezos and Amazon? I mean, who else is doing well right now?
Grocery store owners.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody's still got to eat.
Yeah, right? Biden's doing all right.
Biden's doing good. Yeah. He'll be doing better probably in a month or so, but yeah, he's doing pretty good.
It's crazy. Like, the less he talked, the better he did.
Solely true.
Like, his campaign manager was Britney Spears' dad.
Yeah. No, it's totally true. If Biden didn't talk, it's like that relative that you just hope doesn't open their mouth. And they look regal and wise, and you just give them the benefit of the doubt, but then as soon as they talk, it's over. Yeah, I agree with you. But hey, you know what?
That was like every date that I've ever had. As long as I didn't talk, I probably could have scored. As soon as I talked, it was over.
Oh,
One time, actually, I was on a date. No joke. My tooth got knocked out. I had a flipper in, and then I lost my flipper, which is a temporary tooth. So I met a girl off Tinder, and I didn't say a word the entire date because I didn't want to open my mouth, and I scored so quickly. And I was like, man, if I just would have not talked the rest of those dates, I would have went on.
Well, you relied on your looks. I had no idea they called it a flipper. Is that what that's called when you?
Yeah, it's like a temporary tooth that comes in and flips it out. Luckily, I was in Oklahoma, so I fit in.
Well, it's toothless or not. It's great to have you here, Adam. Appreciate it. And our third guest, you've seen him in Curb. You've seen him everywhere. Rescue Me, The Family. No Guts, No Glory. Welcome, Jimmy Palumbo. Jimmy,
Hey, what's happening?
man,
I
this is a way to call you old, but you've been around, right?
I've been around. I did an episode of Barnaby Jones and Manic.
Oh, so good in that.
I did a Banachek.
Yeah. You were on the Honeymooners, weren't you? Didn't you do an episode of the Honeymooners? No, you've been around. You're like
He was an extra in the Last Supper.
Exactly. You're comedy royalty, man. It's good to have you. It's good to have you. What are you working on besides your backgrounds? You have a beautiful blue background, so rich.
I just got done with. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I just got done with Katie Keene.
Oh, yeah.
So on CW.
Very nice.
And now I'm working, just doing stand-up again, outdoor shows, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all we can do right now is outdoor. You guys are in all your areas. Are you seeing everything shut down again right now? Is it kind of
Pretty Bergen County up here in Jersey, we're getting smashed again. So
yeah.
I don't know what the hell's gonna go on.
I don't know if anybody knows.
TV shows are shooting in New York though, so something.
Yeah. What were you saying, Wally?
In LA, go on. Well,
They're giving us curfews now. I think it was 11 or 12. Now it's 9 and 10. So
Feels like you're back in high school, doesn't it?
man,
You can't leave the house.
yeah, you gotta go when the lights go on.
Right? Oh man. Well, on that happy note, let's make some people laugh. What do you think? Let's take our first issue, our first problem. Let's throw it up on the screen. Let's see what we got. Ian from the Bronx said, oh, speaking of Tinder, I met a girl on Tinder and we really hit it off. So much that we're now dating. We always chill at my place, but when I finally went to her place, it looked like a scene from a movie where a bunch of goons trash an apartment looking for something. I like her, but she's a slob. Any advice? Well, since Ian, you're from the Bronx, we're gonna go right to Harlem. Wally, you ever date anybody who's a slob, or maybe are you a slob, Wally?
No, I'm a Virgo, and so we're very meticulous. I kind of have that OCD kind of thing, so I can probably relate with this dude, Yeah. So, but you know what though, the ones who are messy like that, they're probably really good in other places and other areas.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. What other places are we talking about? Like Toledo? What do you mean on other places?
I'm talking about in the horizontal.
Oh, you're talking about in the sack. I know what you're saying. I get it.
I was trying to be clever.
No, it's good. Very good. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we were talking about the same thing. So you equate being messy. What do you think that correlation is that makes you good in bed? Is it that you're more spontaneous because you're not so by the book?
Doesn't mind making a mess.
Oh, yeah,
not worried about, stains.
Stain in the sheets. Yeah, good point.
But you know what? Then you can make it fun too if you want her to clean up, to tell her that you lost $20, and she's got to try to find it. Hoarded apartment that she's in.
There you go. Well, Ian, apparently you have somebody that's good in the sack. Good for you, buddy.
Congratulations.
There you go. What do you think there, Adam? What do you do about a messy?
I don't know. My advice would be to wear a condom.
Right.
Because if she doesn't clean up there, who knows where she cleans up.
Oh, good point.
Valid.
Yeah.
Also, maybe try role playing. Like, hey, let's pretend.
You'd be the maid?
You're the maid. And just have her clean up the place.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's sneaky. Does that work with your wife? Is that like?
Sometimes, why not? Like sometimes I'll tell her like, all right, let's role play. You pretend that you lost your voice. That would be my advice.
Okay. That must go really, really good, really over well, right? Yeah. You pretend you're the maid. I'll pretend I'm the guy watching football.
Yes.
That's a good one. Jimmy, you ever?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Nothing.
That's not good. Well, what would be this? Then this is going to be a bit this entire show, Jimmy, because you're just going to watch my mouth. Yeah, you just watch my mouth. I'm going to talk to you. You can just say whatever the hell you want.
You guys look funny. If you can hear me, you look funny.
I think you jinxed him by saying he was old. Now he can't hear.
Is that what I did? He's having that. Yes, he's having all the technical issues. You really can't hear me at all, Jimmy?
I'll try something else. Hang on.
If he can't hear you at all, he can't answer that question.
No, he cannot. He cannot answer that question. But that's funny. It's always,
Now you upset him. He ran away.
He's being the classic older guy. He doesn't understand the technology that's necessary. Are your iPods in or whatever the heck they're called? Okay. Well, while Jimmy gets his life straight, I think that's pretty. I think this is what you guys have said pretty much to Ian, is that he's got a catch right now, right? Like he's got somebody who's probably really good in bed and somebody who he can force into role play. So I think that's a plus in my book.
I think it's more of a coerce than a force.
Oh, right. Yes, we don't want absolutely wrong choice. Thank you, Wally. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. There he is. Can you hear anything? Now we can't hear you. Oh, you nailed it, Jimmy. You nailed it. Now we can't hear you.
And we can see your now we can see your house.
He's in the proc.
This is fantastic. This is great.
This is the old Amos and Andy bit from.
Yeah, this is
I'm two.
There you go. Now I hear you, sort of. What do you got going on over there? Are you using a CB radio? What's this happening over here?
Those are his actual hearing aids.
I can hear you now. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you guys. Very faint. I don't know how to boost it.
All right.
Try your flip phone.
So we have to talk to him like an old person. Jimmy.
Do you have a volume button?
Yeah, I'm all the way up.
Oh man. Well, so you heard that, so I can just yell at you, Jimmy.
You guys heard me the whole pre-show.
Yeah, I heard you the whole time. Hearing you perfectly now.
Good.
This is like
I can hear you just a little faint. I got to lean in like this, like I'm a 90-year-old man.
Oh,
Huh?
Jeopardy final answer. He'll just write it down.
Well, just know we can hear you. So if you want to talk, Jimmy, we can hear you.
All right.
Yeah. So do you want to take a stab at that? You ever live with a messy roommate or have a messy relationship in so-called?
When I lived in LA, I lived with a filthy roommate. Used to make me crazy. He was like, there was one, the guy who owned the place was neat, but there was the third guy who came in. You know what he did? He just cooked fish all the time.
Oh, man.
Fish was in my pillow, was in my car. It was horrible.
Was he of a certain ethnicity? Like, was he? Why fish all the time?
The Caribbean or somewhere, and it just was different kind. And the fish didn't look normal. Like, was like weird fish, and it was just fish. We finally got rid of him. He was late on his rent. I told the owner, if he doesn't pay his rent and he stinks like fish, throw him out. Who needs that?
That's it. So
why
was Caribbean?
Pisces?
Horrible.
Why was it in your pillow?
I know. Why in your pillow?
It was like a Godfather thing. He threw a fish head on the pillow or something, maybe. What was it? Just the stink was so bad it was getting into the pillows? Is that what you're saying, Jimmy?
It was gross.
Yeah.
I never see, like, with the scales.
Yeah.
I don't even know the guy's name. I forget his name. I just know he cooked fish and it stunk.
He was making
and
whole
steal
fish?
my booze, too. I'd get Johnny Walker Black, and it would be like this high, and I'd come back for a week and be this. I was like, dude, did you have some? And he was like, no, just one. I'm like, well, dude, you had more than one. So he wasn't paying his rent. He stunk like fish. So he had to go.
I just love that he was making whole fish, like a branzino, whole fish.
It looked cool. First I was like, oh, this might be, maybe. He didn't offer me any, and it stunk.
Terrible.
And he threw it out in the garbage, didn't wrap it up, get it out of the house.
So are you advocating for Ian to throw out his wife or his girlfriend or whatever? Is that what you're saying?
He was single.
Oh, okay.
I know why. Stunk like fish.
All right. Well, thankfully, Ian, I'm sure your wife. Well, we can't say she. We don't know. We don't know what she smells like. But well, apparently you got a good catch. You like that one? That's for you guys.
America.
Yeah, fantastic.
This is good.
Fantastic. Let's move on to our next one. What do we got? Luciana in Fort Worth. I work in one of those cheap hotels. Whenever everyone goes for a hookup. The other day, I saw my friend's wife, leaving a room with another man. Wow. Do I tell him or just be quiet? Man. Well, this is perfect for you, Hunter, Adam, because you're in Vegas right now, and that's where this stuff goes down. So, man, what do? You see your friend's wife coming out of the hotel with somebody else? Do you tell him?
Well,
no.
I think you got to tell him, unless it's you, unless you were with a girl.
Right.
then it's not your fault. That's, so the stray cat wandered into your house. It's not your fault for feeding it. You were just, feeding the pussy, giving it the fish. But yeah, no, I think it depends on how good of a friend you are. If it's a good friend, you gotta tell them. A good friend, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if it's a good friend, does it matter what the wife looks like? In other words, is a guy going, oh, she's available?
No, yeah, you don't want a girl like that. You're not gonna bang your friend's wife. There are plenty of other bangable chicks out there.
That's right. Spoken like a true, good-looking young guy who's hanging out in Vegas. Yeah, tons of chicks. You hear him? What do you think, Wally? Tons of chicks out there, bang.
Adam says so. I guess they're out there.
I guess. But
I wouldn't go to him. I would go to her first, and I will say, so what were you doing on Thursday around 7:30?
Oh, so you would like Chris Hansen her? You'd walk in and go,
yeah.
What do you think was going to go on here tonight? Like that kind of thing? Like,
well, no, I'm just kind of like, call her or talk to her face to face.
Hold on. Jimmy's about to take off in a plane. Hold on. Jimmy just put on his full on.
I'm trying, bro. Can you
How many stations are you getting right now? Are you doing 4 shows at once? What's going on with those things?
I hear you guys better, though. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure. Well, he's going to do the show and land a helicopter at the same time.
I got the old school Bose on here. What do you want me to do?
Look at that.
He's listening
to
Wally. Sinatra.
It's like the technology. I feel like I'm using an Atari machine right now.
Oh, this is great. No, Wally, sorry to interrupt. I wanted to make sure Jimmy landed.
No, that's fine. I got so distracted. He got up, walked away, and then he comes with these cans on his ears.
Oh man. Like he's engineering Led Zeppelin 4 or something. Like he's about to mix and master an album.
I'm listening to Molly Hatchet.
He's working at Geico's calling station,
Right? Good Lord. If we need any customer service, Jimmy, we're coming to you. I
look like LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton, yeah. You do a little LeVar. Oh, my God. I'm crying.
Yeah, about 4 people get that joke.
Jimmy, I had no idea you were going to be the sight gag of the show. This is fantastic. I
wore a jacket. See, that's the problem. I wore a jacket. I knew I was in trouble.
Great. Just do me a favor. Just keep getting up periodically and bringing back another prop. If you would.
I know, right?
At this point, my blue screen's funnier than me.
The Carrot Top Zoom.
Right. Yeah. Just come back with watermelons and puppets, whatever you need. What are you drinking there, Jimmy? What do you got? A
little vodka and Gatorade Zero.
Nice. Way to go.
How was that look?
Jimmy, you're working at a hotel. Your friend, we're a hotel of ill repute, right? Where people go to do the thing, and you see your friend's wife coming out of the hotel. Do you tell your friend? What do you do?
You can't get involved. He won't believe you. It'll cause a big problem. You'll lose everybody. You lose your friends. You got to let it go.
You end up with fish on your pillow.
Spoken right. Spoken like a true Jersey Italian, right? I don't see.
I don't know. You got if it's a really close friend, maybe you see her at a barbecue. You say, "Hey, I saw you coming out of the, Vinny Boombat's hotel over there." So what's going? And then she don't see. I don't know. I think when people start, everybody talks too much, so everybody should just shut up. You know what I mean?
That's it. Let people do what people do, and don't worry about it.
I know you're supposed to tell him he's your friend, but that causes all kinds of, maybe she wasn't. How do you know for sure? And if you're wrong,
right? Maybe she was just there as a side gig. She was just cleaning hotels or whatever, right? Making a delivery.
Another hotel.
Right. Okay, so you advocate. Shut your mouth. Close your eyes. You didn't see nothing.
Maybe you check in with your buddy. Say everything all right at home. What's going on?
Oh, right. Right, because okay, there's a good point. Maybe he knows. Maybe you don't even know the situation. Maybe they broke up or they're seeing other people.
You don't call them up and say, "Hey, I saw your wife, coming out with her panties on her ankles at a hotel." You can't do that.
Right. Okay.
Panties anymore.
That's true. Sure. Someone's wife does. Tell you that much.
I want Adam's life right now. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm married with a kid.
I know. Me too, but it's.
I'm married.
Well, are you married too?
Yeah, 18 years.
18 years. Good for you, man. Wow. Good for you. Fantastic. What about you, Jimmy? You married or are you
single? I'm single now.
single? Look, ladies.
I was married.
You heard him.
I have one daughter. I have a daughter.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, I think we helped out. We helped them out a little bit. Kind of not really. Like pretty much just shut up. Yeah. One says you tell your friend. The other one says don't. Pretty much just shut up.
I say go to the wife. I say go to the wife first.
Go to the wife. I like it.
That would be my second call. Yeah.
See how much he charges.
Right. Exactly. That's what I thought one of you were going to say, like, hey, she's available, if she's promiscuous, maybe, but then again, you're all either married or formerly married, so you're not thinking that way. And I'm married, happily married myself with a kid, so we should all just shut up. We're in the wrong, yeah, not for us to deal with. All right, give me another problem. What else we got here? Clyde, Chicago. This pandemic has really put life in perspective. Oh, you're telling me. My analysis, it sucks. We work, we eat, we sleep, we die. At least they're bringing back Dexter.
This is a great question.
Yeah, thanks for the problem, Clyde. So basically, Clyde's just saying, hey, this really sucks, and binge watch a show that was on 10, 15 years ago, I guess.
A question or a Yelp review?
I don't know. It's a Yelp review of 2020. I guess is what it is.
I'm getting sick of binging. I've been on some of these shows that I'm even binging now. I went nuts. I'm binging like Downton Abbey. I'm going the complete other way. I've watched every documentary you possibly can watch. There was a guy who played bass on Leonard Skinner for 2 months. They have a documentary on him.
They have a documentary on him. I know.
I know. It's like,
yeah.
Did you watch the Malcolm X one?
I was in the movie Malcolm X, believe it.
No, not the movie, the documentary.
No, I didn't see it. Read the book.
So you haven't seen them all.
Wait,
well, there's about 7 million documentaries. Don't hold that one against me.
Yeah.
Hey, what did you play in Malcolm X?
I played a guard at Rollaway Prison.
Oh, wow. That
looked like a giant fuzzball.
You were the guy. You were that guy.
Yeah. I thought you looked familiar, Jimmy.
Yeah.
My buddy, the reason why I got the gig, I just started acting, and my buddy was one of the head guards at Rollaway Prison in Jersey. And he says, yeah, I'll get you in here, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, I'm in like the background.
Wow.
So, well, my first credit was Spin City. You were on Spin City, right?
Who, me? Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah.
That was my first TV credit 1,000 years ago.
Wow.
I remember I thought he was all coked up because he was like all wiry and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I remember telling my buddies, I'm like, that dude's all coked up, man.
Wait. You said you called Michael J. Fox that dude?
Yeah, because I got the name, but my buddies at home, my buddies don't give a shit about acting.
That's the problem of the story, not him accusing him of being a cokehead who has Parkinson's.
well he's Michael J. Fox. I thought maybe he was like, he didn't know who he was. He was going, that dude.
No,
I thought maybe.
The guy's got Parkinson's, he's accused of doing cocaine, but the call said,
he acted like that.
That's the problem.
And then a year later, the story broke, and I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
I was the warm-up comedian for Spin City.
Oh,
Is that right?
Yeah.
I did the first episode, first year. Is that what you were warming up then?
I remember you.
Just like he remembers you as the guard in Malcolm X. You're everywhere. No, but you know what? This brings up an interesting point, right? This gentleman who didn't really ask a question kind of just complained. But I can remember being at a point in my life where I'm like, man, if I could just have like a couple days off to just sit and watch movies, right? Like I remember that was like just to not have to do anything. And now it's careful what you wish for, because I feel like we've been doing that forever. And it's
I have a 2-year-old. I'm not watching anything except for a 2-year-old. I envy you guys, people that get to do something. I mean, I'm trying to keep a kid alive.
Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. Well, but that's also good. You're gonna look back at that time, Adam.
No, I'm learning things like her name.
Right. Yeah. Like
it's nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I think you'll look back and go, man, it was a good time. They got to spend time because you're on the road a lot. You don't have a lot of time. Maybe you'd be missing things.
1,000%.
Yeah, like I'd go away on a trip, I come back and my kid speaks like a Chinese, and you're like, when did that? You miss everything.
It goes quick, bro. Enjoy each moment.
Yeah, well, you got no choice now. You're enjoying every second right now. So
next thing you know, your daughter's gonna come home with good weed. You'll be like, thanks a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How old's your daughter?
Mine's 11.
She's coming home with good weed
and a blackout.
I'm sorry. I thought we had some comedic license here. I didn't realize.
He said the next thing.
When you learn your daughter's name, give me a call.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, we got some time before.
You know what? Why don't we just bash each other's credits? Let's do that. Mid City, you were the headline. You were the comedian. You sucked. I was there. Did you do the Tonight Show? I was there. It sucked.
Oh man! All right, let's see if there's an actual gripe that we can help here. Let's see. What do we got? What's next? Oh wow, big one. Baton Rouge. Benji, nice guys finish last. Why do hot women like total dirtbags? It just makes no sense. One guy has a job, apartment, is respectful, and comes from a good family. The other guy's unemployed, has trouble with the law, and is covered in face tattoos. Yet it isn't even a contest. She wants the dirtbag. Maybe I should just become a monk, Benji. Yeah, why do the women like the bad kind of guys, Jimmy? Let's start with you on this one. What is it about that?
I guess it does happen, but I think that's one of those folklores,
Yeah?
Yeah, I think some women, I think the women, you think they're better, but they're actually dirtbags too, so they're just hanging out with their own.
Oh, there you go. There's commonality.
Yeah, I don't believe in nice guys finish last. I never did.
Okay. Well, it is, you're right. It is kind of propaganda because like every 80s movie, right? The bad guy always got the girl, right? Yeah, it was like a formula that we were fed. It's like the Disney
princess. You ever meet a guy, a big guy, like a motorcycle, beard? He looks like he eats his young. And then you talk to him, he's like the most kindest, nicest guy in the world.
Totally.
But I think that happens a lot.
It does. That actually is true. I think that's an image thing. I think guys like that are kind of meek end up going the opposite. They like grow out they try to do the tough guy thing, right? Not guys like us who are just obviously, generally tough and, rough and tumble. We don't need to do all that.
Hey, listen, once you put these on, you don't want to
mess. Tell you what, nobody's messing with you because they have no idea what's happening under those cans right now. You like work for the NS. I don't know what's happening. You're like spying on people. Wally, what do you think? Why do you think the girls always end up with the dirtbags and the tough guys, the mean guys, the dangerous?
I was the nice guy, and I heard different what do you call it analysis on this is that they want to he's bad, so they think they can fix him. They go for the challenge, or they like the guy who's tough that can protect him. But then when they realize he starts beating on them, then they're like, oh, I gotta get out of it. I gotta get out of this. And then a year, 2 years later, you get that call. I don't know what I was thinking.
Right.
That's why women should date nice guys like who went to USC and maybe got a job in television and in movies.
Right.
Oh, okay.
We're working radio towers at airports. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I just think that what's the guy's name? Benji. Benji, just be yourself, man. You know what? They always come back. They always come back.
That's true.
They always do.
Adam, what do you think?
I think this guy sounds young. I think that I think the bad boys do get the girls like in high school and college, but then when they have to get jobs and those bad boys don't get any jobs, the girls start to go for the guys that are either nicer or more successful or financially successful. So then they go for that's when these guys come and clean house. But eventually those guys get divorced from those girls too. And then they want one night stands with the bad boys again when they're on vacation.
That's true.
Yeah.
They ended up, banging the biker guy or whoever. And they just want to get like thrown on the bed and just pounded or whatever.
Wow. You're just you're really taking it. I think you took a little too far there.
Pounded.
He's been in Vegas only a few hours. He's already. We can all agree though that the funny guy always gets the girl, right? Like we can all agree with that, right, Jimmy?
I don't know. I don't know. When I hang out with comics, there's not a broad in sight. I don't believe
That's
that
right.
theory.
Yeah. That's what they always used to say in high school too, right? Like the funny. I like a funny guy, but you
like
always
hanging
end up
out
being
with
the
funny
friend,
guys.
right?
They don't get pounded like he just said.
Oh wow, no, the funny guy. If there's anything anybody watching right now you can learn from this show, the funny guy never gets pounded.
No.
I think we've.
Are we firm on that right there?
I think we've come up to the conclusion is the funny guy does not get pounded. Just let that sink in. If you have any questions, go to adamhunter.com. He'll tell you all about it. I don't even know if that's your website, but
it is.
It is. There you go. All right. So that's your new book, by the way. Funny guys don't get pounded. Go ahead and write that book.
We do the pounding.
Right. He's coming out with a special. That's going to be the title. That's a fantastic title. Good job, guys. Way to help people. You're doing a really, really great job out there. You guys are earning your keep right now. We got any? Give me something else. What do we got? Next problemo. Oh, good. Look at this. Newark. Carla from Newark. How can I stop my husband from peeing in the shower? Oh man. Well, I got that's right. Jimmy's got my answer to that one. What do you
get a little warm water, and sometimes, unless she likes the golden shower or something like that. But otherwise, and women pee in the shower too. They just don't have the handy dandy adapter that you can see it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You know that for a fact that women pee in the shower?
Wally's face.
What's the handy dandy adapter?
The handy adapter. I think he means the penis.
They can kind of go to the bathroom. You don't see anything.
They don't have it just dribbles down their leg, is what Jimmy's saying. But with us, we've got
I love when I say something. I need cliff notes to back it up.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It means it works. It means it's really funny when you have to explain it. No, it makes sense. You're absolutely right. But do you know for a fact that women pee in the shower, or are you just guessing?
I think they do.
You think they do, right?
But if your wife says stop peeing in the shower, then you got to stop peeing.
Right.
I mean, then complain to your friends. I shower, I can't pee. But just do what she says.
The question I have, I know what the question is, Wally. You go ahead. I'm going to give it to you. Go ahead.
How does she know?
Damn. There you go. That's exactly where I was going. Is he peeing?
She's in there taking a dump.
Right. Exactly. They must be together when he's doing it. That's the real thing.
Maybe he's catching a little leg.
Right. Yeah, he might be hitting her with it as he's in the shower. That's not the time to do it. Okay,
Maybe he got stung by a jellyfish.
Right. You don't know. You're right.
Wash it off.
I guess. I mean, look. I haven't let Adam answer this yet, but do you pee in the shower, Adam? Be honest.
I do not pee in the shower.
You do not.
I'm just not into that.
Yeah. Even when you're by yourself, you don't like.
I don't even jerk off in the shower usually.
Right.
It takes me longer. Too much friction.
Too much. Yeah.
So I just like to go, clean myself in the shower. So.
That's it. You use the shower for what it's intended.
Yeah.
Let everything, all the dirt wash away from your body. Right. Is it you having if you're in the shower, right, and you gotta go? Are you telling me that you get out, dry yourself off, and run to the toilet? Like you would never just?
How can you have to go in the shower? Is it what? Did you hold it in for 3 hours?
No, but I think Jimmy said it right. When you're around water, right, it triggers you sometimes, right? Like I don't do it on purpose, but once in a while. It happens if I'm alone, of course. You gotta, I don't. Wally, am I the only one? Are you also not you? Am I the only one? Do you pee in the shower, Wally? You ever pee in the shower?
My attorney's telling me that I can't comment on that right now.
Okay. So the answer is probably yes. Once in a while. I mean, it's gonna come out. It's gonna slip out.
I'm not saying, it comes out a little warm water.
Right. We're not making it a habit. We're not like, oh, great, it's shower time.
Now, if they're fooling around in the shower and he's peeing all over the place, that's not good.
Yeah, right, I think we have to ask that caller or writer or whatever, be more specific on what he's talking about. Because, for instance, how does she know that he's peeing in the shower? Are they in the shower together? Is he peeing on her? Is he peeing on the opposite side of the shower? So there's a pool of piss.
Okay, now see,
so,
now we're getting
there's
specific.
There's a lot more to just
specific.
See, Adam, spoken like a true guy who pees in the shower. Now you're talking, Wally. Okay, Adam, you catching this?
He's a forensic files of urine. This guy.
Yes, he's the David Caruso of urine. He knows exactly what he's talking about. If you're peeing directly into the drain, probably okay. No harm, no foul. But if you're peeing on the opposite side and you're letting it dribble all the way down through her feet,
that's on your feet.
Now we got a problem. I'm with you on that one.
Doing something else. You don't want that.
I think we should do another 5 minutes on this.
Right? I mean, that's the best topic of the night, for sure. No, there's no question about it. Feel free if you guys want to riff on that for a while. I'm gonna get the next question, the next problem. What do we got? Okay, Daytona Beach. I just made a batch of margaritas and they tasted awful. What is the secret to a good margarita? I will lose my social lose. She means lose. I'll lose my social standing and apparently your degree social standing among my fellow condo dwellers if I serve them crap. Oh, and my hamster, also spelled wrong, died. Either that or her hamper died.
Her spell check died.
Yeah, her spell check died. That sucks too. So, what's the secret to good margaritas, guys? Do we make margaritas? Does anybody make a good?
Stop being
a drinker. So
let's start with Adam. Go ahead.
I think you got to stop feeding them to the hamster.
The hamster.
The whole thing is probably correlated. That was the weirdest thing. It was like margaritas and my hamster died. First of all, who has a hamster?
She wrote that protesting all those margaritas.
Right. I think she was drunk when she wrote. Let's be.
All right, so you got to say she's over 21 because she could drink, right?
Right.
But she still has a hamster, and you're over 21. So now there's like all kinds of flaws in it. Like, okay, who over the age of 21 has a hamster? And then what the fuck is a condo dweller?
No. That was my next question. What does that even mean? A condo dweller. Well, that's there's all kinds of wrong in that one. There's so much to pull apart.
A good margarita, you need some good tequila. You need a little salt for the glass. You need good sour mix, right? And then you need a little triple sec, a little God bless. Yeah. And you can put it on the rocks. Make sure it's nice and cold. Or you want to get the blender involved. That's a pain in the ass, but you could do that.
Yeah. How did I know it was going to be you?
You're peeing in the shower.
That's right. Jimmy, you look like you would enjoy a good Tom Collins. You ever had a Tom Collins, Jimmy?
Yeah, when I did that episode of Mannix, I walked in at the end on the killer, and he makes me a Tom Collins.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's my favorite thing about those old detective shows.
What about Wally? Wally didn't answer the question.
No, I know. I'm going to Wally right now. Wally. Well, I guess the question is, how do you make a good margarita? I don't know how you're going to top Jimmy.
I'm not a drinker, so I can't help you at all in this one.
Right. I'm not either. I can't do a margarita. I wouldn't tell you that, but I knew Jimmy was going to be the one. I knew he was going to be the one to know it. And are there different types of margaritas? Yeah. Can you make different types, or is this like a margarita's a margarita?
Margarita, for the most part, it's a margarita. There's some other things you can add in, but it depends on whether, really to be honest with you, they make those mixes. You get them at like a liquor store, at a good liquor store. Just
I've seen those.
Tequila, shake them around.
That's it.
I feel like I feel like when I used to take Ambien, I used to write things that are very similar to her, where it's like margarita, my hamster died. Ugh. Like I feel like she fell asleep right at the end of this.
It was a Covfefe moment. Is that what that was? A little Covfefe moment.
That's because I had to stop taking Ambien because I would tweet things and I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe I wrote these things, but not that they were like bad, they were just incoherent.
Yeah, incoherent. Like,
Where are you guys finding these people anyway?
I don't do any of that. I'm like you. I show up, I read them, we talk about. I have no idea where these people come from. I really don't.
I feel bad for the hamster.
No doubt, the hamster.
Had to live with her. The lady living with the girl. She's making shitty margaritas. He probably hung himself.
What's your drink of choice, Jimmy? What do you drink if you have a choice? What's your drink?
I like an old school beer, like a Bud Can, even Schaefer. But for Scotch, I like Johnny Walker Black.
Okay.
And I like Tito's on the rocks. No lie.
All That's yeah. What about you, Adam? You a drinker? You a drinker?
I just smoke weed.
Okay. Yeah.
Just weed smoker.
Are you excited that it's getting legalized now all across the?
It's been legal since I was 4.
Right.
But no, in California, it's been legal for a long time. I mean,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like a currency now. I get paid I do shows at dispensaries. I get paid in marijuana. I mean, it's a legitimate form of like payment now.
Yeah. Well, they just legalized in Jersey. Everybody's going crazy right now. It's all over the place. I'm getting ads up on the feeds and everything. What about you, Wally? You don't drink. What do you drink when you do drink? You don't have a drink, but what's your drink? Like, there it is. What is that? Arnold Palmer, I was going to say.
Looks like urine, actually.
It does. Well,
that's in a rocks glass, though. That looks like scotch. You fool me.
It's ostrich pee. It helps
It's a little dark for urine. That's urine if you've had a lot of if you got a
lipid I don't drink, but I drink out of a rocks glass.
Right.
I like that.
All right, I think we helped that one a little bit. I mean, Jimmy, I think nailed it there. There's your thing. Go get a mix and add some vodka to it. There you go. Done. What do we got? What's next? Oh, wow. Roy, Boston, Massachusetts. I hate the Lakers. That is all. Oh, wait. Screw LeBron. Okay, now I'm done.
Oh.
That's the problem. All right. We're gonna get into sports. All right. So, any sports fans? You guys sports fans up on top there? Okay. Wally, you're putting the fingers up. Are you a Lakers fan or are you a
Celtics, baby?
Oh, you're a Celtics fan. Okay. Where are you from originally?
Springfield, Massachusetts.
Basketball. There you go. I lived outside of Boston for 3 years.
You lived where?
I lived in Jamaica Plain right outside of Boston for about 2 years.
I went to college right near there. I went to Wentworth.
Yeah, did a show there for 2 years.
That was a long show.
Well, it never ended. Yeah, it was an improv. No, I did a show. I did Blue Man Group there in the end of the 90s or whatever. But I never became a Celtics fan. I could never do it.
Racist?
Yeah, maybe. I just don't like a lot of white guys all at once.
Really? You don't like the Celtics?
Hate the Celtics. Hate the Lakers.
Why? Why do you guys hate the Celtics? Let's hear it.
No, let me tell you.
Why do I hate the Celtics? They used to always beat the Knicks when I was younger.
Oh, well, then, all right. So, hey, look, the Knicks suck. Come on, let's go.
Well, yeah, they're horrible. They haven't been a real team in almost 20 years. But no, I'm not.
Things you hate. That's how it works.
Yeah, I'm not See, I didn't grow up in the Metro New York area. I'm actually from Canada originally.
No, you don't really count. Are you a Toronto Maple Leaf fan?
But no. Well, I was when I was a kid. No, I'm a Miami Heat fan. Let me tell you why. I became a Pat Riley fan in the 80s because I was really big into basketball. So I liked the Lakers in the 80s, the Knicks in the 90s, and the Heat since then. So I'm a Riley fan. So as soon as he dies, I might stop watching basketball.
I'm sure the Knicks will still stink long after he dies.
Oh, they will. Absolutely. I've given up on the Knicks. Yeah.
I can't stand LeBron. I was bitter because he didn't go to the Knicks, so he's out.
Of course. Yeah, anybody who didn't get LeBron hates LeBron. I liked him. I liked him for 3 years when he was in Miami, and I never liked him before or after. So, yeah. Adam, you a sports fan?
Yeah. I've been a huge Laker fan for the past 3 weeks.
That's great. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time for the Lakers right now.
No, I'm into mixed martial arts. That's really it.
You're what? You don't watch basketball? You're not a basketball fan?
I'll watch this. If it's on, I'll watch it. But I'm into UFC. I watch the UFC.
Okay.
Bellator, like fighting.
Now, okay. So here's the thing, because I don't watch the UFC. All right, because I'm scared of getting hit myself, and when I watch guys beating up on each other that real, I can't watch it. Are you into it? Like, do you train? Do you like?
I wrestled in high school and college. I actually wrestled in New England. I used to wrestle against Andover, Mass. That was one of the Exeter, because I went to high school in Maine, so I wrestled against all those Massachusetts prep schools.
You can't believe how popular UFC is. I did a national sports talk show, and we would talk about the Knicks and Lakers and everything. And as soon as they talked about UFC, the phone lit up.
Yeah.
I was one of those dumb, like, non-UFC fans. I had no idea. It's unbelievably popular.
It's kind of like how hockey fans were in, like, the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and then, like, because I used to sell baseball cards and stuff, and, like, the hockey fans would have to get the cards. They were the most insane fans you've ever met. Right. And that's kind of how MMA fans are now.
And there's been no one in boxing to capture, even Tyson's fighting now. People are into that. There's nobody Nobody in boxing has captured the imagination, you know.
Tyson's fighting Roy Jones next week. It's going to be on the History Channel.
Yeah.
Good joke.
Now, serious question though. Now, with the UFC, do you think is it a personality driven sport, or do you think it's just the sport itself that we just like watching guys?
I think it depends. I mean, me coming from a wrestling background, there was no like professional sports for wrestlers.
Right.
You know, like you can go to the Olympics, but it was like a different style of wrestling. So it became like 90% of the people in the UFC are usually college wrestlers or high school wrestlers. So it's sort of like our sport in that case. And then unlike boxing, like the best guys do fight each other. So you don't have, it's not like you don't have to wait 10 years for Manny Pacquiao to fight Floyd Mayweather. So you get to see the great fight. So
the matchups
like
are better, yeah.
You know, the matchups are better. It's definitely, they put it on more. And also the wrestling element. I think that people that come from no sports background, I would say it's probably hard to watch. But if you come from either a wrestling background or a judo background or a jiu-jitsu background, or then you're like, then you can kind of see it for more pure, and you're like, okay, yeah, I can sort of see it. It's not as like gruesome.
Gotcha. Right. So you look at it more like an art form, like it's a discipline.
I don't get it wrong. If somebody gets knocked out, I'm still like, whoa. Especially if it's like a friend of mine that gets knocked out, that's really hard, you know. But if you think about it, they do a lot more damage in boxing than MMA. They get a lot more hurt because in boxing it's 12 rounds. You get 3 times to stand up you get knocked down. In MMA it's 3 rounds. Once you go down, they stop it once you get hurt. So in boxing it's very centralized. They hit the face, you know, whereas MMA you could lose by a leg kick or a knee bar or foot lock or something, you know. So it's
they don't discriminate where they're going to hit you, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right. When I watch women do MMA or I'm like, wow, they're going in.
Because it already takes a special kind of guy to do it to that level, but it takes a special kind of woman to be in there beating each other.
I mean, the thing that kind of I'm just like is bare knuckle boxing is making a big comeback.
Oh yeah. Like that backyard kind of. Yeah, they hold plywood. People hold plywood.
Yeah. Yeah. You know that's
called street beefs.
I was gonna say, yes.
But they're talking about that to save football. Take your helmet off. You will not with your head if you got no helmet on.
Yeah. But do you find it a little weird though, like that we're watching a sport that if you did it on your own in the street, you get arrested, right? Like you can't just go have a fight with each other on the street, right? You can't
go out and start playing hockey in the middle of a mall and start punching each other in the face either. So.
Yeah, but you're not. Okay, all right, not quite the same thing, but yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, set up a football game in Macy's and see what happens.
But you can play a football game anywhere on the street. You can play hockey. You're not going to arrest you if you start fighting in the middle of your neighborhood street.
Well, that's the thing about boxing. You don't tell your buddy, hey, what are you doing Friday night? You want to go box? Like no one's
right.
I don't think so because, like, for example, like I watched the fights on Saturday night, and then I turned on CNN and I saw Antifa fighting the Proud Boys, and I was a lot more confident and loved the actual real fights than these morons each other.
Agree.
You know,
I agree with you there. Well, I don't know how we got from hating the Lakers and LeBron to UFC, but we did, and it was great. Let's see if we get one more. Go Celtics! Yes, go Celtics! Go somewhere, Celtics. Let's
go Knicks.
Let's help somebody else. Here we go. Jerry, Cleveland, Ohio. Speaking of LeBron, Akron, I guess. I have a now ex-friend from college who, since my crew and I all graduated, has been hitting on our ex-girlfriends, yet stopped connecting with all of us friends. Huh. What does that mean? Could you let something like this go? Because deleting his contact info sounds too tame. I feel like I may need to knock his teeth out. An ex-friend from college who is now from the crew is now graduated, but hitting on all the ex-girlfriends that they all went to school with. I mean,
that's not that bad. I mean, that's a loser move, but it's
but it's a smart loser move, isn't it? Because you got a relationship, you already got an in there. They already know you. Yeah.
That's down on the awkwardness, but it goes against the code.
Right. The bro code has been broken. No question.
What you do is you get rid of the side piece.
Listen, you threw that away. One man's treasure is another man's trash. So come on now.
Right.
Well, one man's trash, another man's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Say it works both ways. You're right, both ways, Wally. Yeah.
Yeah. You throw her away, but then your boy picks it up and has a good time with it. And then you get jealous, like, hey, that was mine that you threw away.
Yeah. You may want to go back again.
Yeah. You know what? Doesn't work that way.
Right. That's a real man mentality, isn't it? Like we get to not be with the person, but then we don't want that person to be with anybody else we
know.
Women
do that too.
Yeah.
Women don't like when they, their girlfriend dates their ex or whatever.
That's true.
Like, how could you do that, Jennifer? I can't, we broke up. You were like, hey, he liked me. I mean,
right.
Just because they know each other doesn't mean that they can't date each other. And usually that's probably like a better relationship anyway.
Yeah. What do you think that is? Is that because we don't want that person talking to the other person that we know about us? Like you don't want your ex talking to your friend about how you are in bed or all that, like, or your secrets or how you are in a relationship. Is that what it is, Adam? Am I reaching?
It's a big insecure thing, man, because you know what? It worked out. It's working out with them, and they get jealous, like, oh man, it didn't work out. And you know what? And they're probably having a better time, insecure, jealous. Let's keep it real. Boom, that's it.
Yeah, I mean the government does that. It's like we sell nukes to countries and it goes, you can't use them.
Right.
So it's like
it's exactly the same.
And it doesn't matter if you're good and bad. A win's a win.
You gotta love Adam's apples to apples comparisons. They're fantastic.
And the umpire goes like this. It's it. It's gone.
Right.
It's all about your number. Surviving. Nobody can beat Fordham in November. You got to win the tournament.
That's right. This is the only show where relationships are being compared to nuclear armament. It's great. Fantastic.
Hey, this is a dude show.
What? Yeah, you're right. If we're going to sell nukes to somebody, they should be able to use them according to Adam, right? We want them to be
it's like we sold the nukes, and then they sold to someone else, and you can't use them, but we sold them in the first place. It's like, come on.
That's right.
That's actually a really good analogy.
It's like we should have kept the nukes.
It is a good analogy. It's like if you give a blender to your best buddy, you lend them a blender, and then they lend it to their next door neighbor, and it's not. And you go, wait a second, give me my blender back, right?
That's why we gotta. Yeah.
That's like one is throwing it away, another's lending. They're expecting it back.
Right.
I thought we were going to tie into margaritas.
No, I listen. I was getting there, but Wally's right. Not the same thing.
No.
Thank you for keeping the checks and balances on me. I appreciate that. It is not the same thing. You're right. Nuclear war was okay, but as soon as I went to blenders, that's it. That we can't compare it to that.
You're missing. It was the lending.
The lending, right? You're right. I misspoke. My apologies. Bad host. All right. Let's do one more before we shut this puppy down. Let's see what we got. We got some. Oh boy, Donna from Norfolk. Norfolk? Pretty sure that's Norfolk, Virginia. But okay. My BFF thinks she is an artist. The only problem is she has no talent and doesn't want to take any kind of instruction to learn how to paint. What's worse is she thinks her art pieces are really great and she's trying to sell them for outrageous prices. How can I give her a reality check without dashing her dreams? Wow. Well, this could be related to comedy, couldn't it? Right?
Yeah.
So
who's to say? Sounds to me art is subjective.
Okay.
How do you know? I mean, we've all seen, lousy comics like myself, and next thing you know, you have success, and you're mocking the guy out. But meanwhile, you're like, maybe he got hot one night, and the rest is history. But paintings, you ever go to a museum? Half of them look like shit, but they got sold.
Right. Yeah. Especially the new modern stuff. You don't know what they're doing, right? There's no rules or rhyme or reason. Yeah. What was that painting that was like a white canvas, right, with a dot in the middle, and it sold for whatever? It's like,
what
it's
about
tough
the
to
banana?
tell somebody how to paint, don't you think?
What about the banana that was on with duct tape on the wall? Remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think you're both right. I think it's the it goes into the beauty is in the eye of the beholder thing, right? The beholder thing, I think.
And she should charge a lot of money for it. What the hell?
Why not, right? Because
she should charge a lot of money, and then people think it's important, and then they'll pay for it.
That's exactly right. It's like you open up if you open up any place and you put the stanchions in front of the place, people line up. That's what we do. We want to see the new place, the shiny new piece. You agree with that, Adam?
The same way.
I mean, it sounds like if they suck so bad, she's not going to sell any. So why just wait? Like the fact that she's even gonna say that, hey, your stuff sucks, but now she's putting value into it. She's creating a fight, but let her fail on her own.
Let her destroy herself is what Adam's saying. Yeah.
Nobody buys them.
You know what you should do? You should treat it like your child. You know, saying, "Oh, that's really good, yeah," and then let's try to sell it, and it's such an oh.
Right. So you're supportive, but you're really waiting for the other shoe to drop and for her to fail.
You're there for the fall. You're there.
Right. Let her live in her own.
And doesn't it sell? No, art doesn't art sell like 50 years after you're dead anyway?
It does get more popular when you die. I think that's what's probably going to happen in my career. I think once I pass away, I'll be so funny when I die.
Can you imagine watching this?
It's going to be hilarious.
And
what happened?
This thing died too.
What happened there? We switched over. Oh, what happened? Hey, we're back. Yeah, I think
that too. But I have like friends that were comics that passed away that had all these scripts and all these videos, and nobody cared. Nobody watched them. Nobody opened up their scripts. Like nobody watches their videos. So I don't know. Like I think that's
quack. Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like it used to be when you died, people appreciate it, but with this current form of media, people just move right ahead.
Yeah, they move right along.
I can't wait to watch this show 50 years from now. I can't wait.
Right? Yeah.
No, you got to be dead first.
You're right.
Yeah, well, my kid will watch it.
Well, you never know. In the next couple of years, they could come out with some sort of cryogenic freeze.
This show's going to look like an abacus compared to what.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Well, gentlemen, wow, that hour went by quick for most people. Right, I was going to say for most people.
Yeah, I saw Adam.
Well, poor Adam. He just flew in. We had him rushing and doing, and God, he had to download Skype. That's a lot of work to do to get ready for
3 minutes right there, man.
Adam's not used to preparing.
Why he likes MMA. More than 3 minutes of downloads.
That's right. He's used to just getting here and going. He doesn't need all this prep work. Let's start with you, Adam. What are you working on while LeVar?
I'm shooting my special. It'll be on UFC Fight Pass coming up in December. Go to Adam Comedian. No. That thing's wrong. Facebook. Is that maybe that is right? Real Adam Hunter. I don't even know. I go to Adam Comedian or at MMA Roasted on Instagram or Twitter, and AdamHunter.com. Got a bunch of dates coming up. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. You look like you lift a little bit. You lift a little?
I've been boxing like 6 days a week at home.
There you go.
The thing called Fight Camp. It's an app. I'm not even I have nothing to do. I'm not even plugging it, but it's like I'm not getting paid to do this. But if you go on, it's an app where they give you like 6 workouts a week.
Whoa.
Hour workouts of kickboxing and boxing. It's changed my life.
Now, do you have a thing you hit, like a bag, or you?
Yeah, I got a bag in my backyard, and then it's a free app, and it gives you like 10 rounds of just fucking. I'm drenching sweat afterwards. I'm on TRT. It helps too.
Okay. All right. Well, that was your greatest contribution of the night, right there. What you just gave us, Fight Camp, fantastic.
Thank you.
Fight Camp. That's great. I'm actually gonna go check that out. Wally, what do you got coming up? What are you doing? You got a ton of stuff to plug.
Yeah, but I'm gonna plug my one thing. It's my YouTube channel. Here we go. It's called Wait What with Wally.
Right. Yeah.
And, it's on YouTube.
Nice.
And it's a collection of videos and photos, basically of eclectic collection of videos and photos of life and things that we take for granted. And it's along the lines of ridiculousness or America's Funny Home Videos.
Nice.
Some comedy in there, and people are loving it. So subscribe so I can get some advertisers, get some sponsors. But it's Wait What with Wally. It's free. So
very cool. Wait What with Wally. Very nice. Very nice. I like the picture too. Very casual picture, like they caught you in a moment. Very, very nice.
Yeah, I was waiting for the bus, and they said, "Hey." And
that's
they
nice. That's nice.
And said, let's take this picture of you. And I said, okay.
Check it out. Very cool. Jimmy, what do you got coming up?
I just developed an app called Fight Camp. A lot of people are using it, but I can't. It's free, so I'm not making any money.
You monetize it yet? Yeah.
You know what? I had a bunch of stand-up gigs that got canceled. I'm just starting to audition again, which is cool. Yep. And I'm working on a one-man show, a bunch of stories I have. putting it together, and but I don't know when I'm going to be able to perform a one-man show. So
Right.
I'm kind of the COVID really affected me. I lost a lot of gigs, and
Sure.
you know I'm an actor really, and I had no auditions. So, but the
Yeah,
last
I'm
month
with you.
picked up a little bit in New York, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up. I'm right there with you, my friend.
Thanks for bringing us down, Jimmy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I didn't want to. I could have held up something like this. Hey, I got. I don't have anything yet. You know.
Jimmy was driving the bus you were waiting for.
Yeah, I'll be working for DoorDash in January. You know.
Oh,
I could have lied, but I didn't want to.
No, that's very nice. We're all in the same boat. Good job, you guys. Appreciate it. Really, really great having the three of you on. Everybody at home, thank you again for watching every Monday night, 9 o'clock, The Comedy Doctors. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.